Good evening, everyone. Looks like we are live now. Welcome to Help Desk Some Travel Required. So tonight we actually have two topics we're going to be talking about. First topic we're going to be talking about is our upcoming resume building workshop. Now, this resume building workshop is 100% free, and we are going to be giving advice and stuff to better suit your resume for a potential job in the IT field or advancing. But more on that later. The other topic we're going to be talking about tonight is communication, the importance of communication, and the importance of communications between departments and IT, and how to help improve that communication stream. So with that said, let's get this started. So if you're just tuning in and if you've never seen any of these videos before, make sure and click and subscribe. This series here, Help Desk Some Travel Required, is a little bit different than pretty much anything else we do on this channel. Here, we just talk about, typically it's when I'm on the road. Like today, I am in Boise, Idaho. I'm doing a test and turn up of a new ISP at one of our properties. And, I talk about different things, especially things related to the IT field. It's kind of like a vlog style. And if you guys have any questions during this, feel free to put them in the chat, and I will answer them the best I can. You can ask me anything with questions about IT certifications, job requirements, just salaries, whatever you want. I'll do my best to answer them. So with that said, the first topic tonight I want to talk about is our upcoming IT resume building workshop. So on the 16th of February, we are going to be hosting a live stream IT resume building workshop. So during this workshop, you can submit your resume and we will actually review it. It gives you any tips and advice or pointers, any advice we can give to help you improve your resume to better your odds into receiving, getting into that first entry-level position, or how to better suit your resume to move beyond like your basic help desk position into your next level position. So that is actually going to be held, like I said, on the 16th of this month. If you're interested in having your resume reviewed or submitting it, or want any feedback, there's going to be a link in the description below. You can fill out a quick form, submit us a PDF version of your resume, and we'll get that included. Right now we got about 4 or 5 resumes already submitted, and I think we can fit about 20 resumes into this workshop. So definitely, if you're interested in getting any feedback on your resume, there's a link down in the description. Fill that out and get that resume submitted in. So, and if we get over 20 resumes, maybe we'll break it out into 2 different sections, we'll do the first 20 and the next 20 or something like that. So definitely, I hope it's going to be a great event. It's something that when I first got into the field, I had someone actually give me advice on changes to my resume, and I think it actually really helped me a lot. It got me in the door beyond the HR pre-screening filters. There's certain things you can do, especially if you have no experience or no certifications, little tweaks you can make to your resume to get past those pre-screening filters, to get your foot in the door and let the people interviewing you make a real decision on, if your soft skills are a good fit, if you're a good fit for the company and all that. So but yeah, with that said, let's dive in right into our second topic I wanted to kind of talk about tonight, and just briefly touch on is importance of communication. And communication in IT is huge, and soft skills are huge. I don't think I can hound that in enough, how big and important I think that is. But what I'm specifically talking about tonight is the communication and relationship you have with other departments, your IT department and other departments in the field. Sometimes that can be a touchy subject for people. Some departments don't always see things, the way you see it. You'll have departments that, and people that's been in that company longer than you have and think they know the best, but you have to find a good way to communicate with them. Communication is the key, and that circles back around, I think, into your soft skills. How well can you communicate with others? when you first start talking to someone, and you'll know right within that first 30 seconds how that conversation is going to go. If you're starting to feel a lot of resistance in that conversation, or if you're starting to see, some conflicts are starting to resolve, it's starting to happen, you need to know how to diffuse that situation properly. And some good tips and tricks, have a little, I'm trying to think of a good way to describe this. Have a little set of lines in your back pocket saying, something you can say, just be prepared, before you go into a certain scenario that you feel that might be, controversial. Have some things in your back pocket, some things that will help diffuse the situation, or some good news, kind of, almost like playing poker. Don't give up all the good information right at the beginning. Sometimes, you might hang on to some of that, if it's going to be an especially stressful situation, and just choose your words wisely. Don't just blurt the first thing that comes out. I'm guilty of that. I'll just go ahead and, if an idea pops in my head, I'll just spurt it out. And, 2 seconds later, I'll be like, maybe I shouldn't have said that, or maybe I should have waited or rephrased that or something. So it's a difficult art to master. And it takes practice. It takes a lot of practice. And one way you can kind of practice this is going out and socializing more with people and working on your soft skills. So, IT meetups are a great place for this. They're typically free. Typically, you go out and talk to other IT professionals. But some of these meetups are, you'll find more than IT, an IT crowd. You'll find, some HR people in those meetups. Because just going out to an IT meetup, you're talking with a lot of like-minded people, a lot of similar views, similar personalities. So that's not always the best place to practice these skills. Just be conscious when you talk to, someone, and try not to take things personal. You might have someone that's really upset because, a file got lost, or their internet service is down, or something's happened. But first of all, you got to take a step back and realize they're not really upset with you. They're upset with the situation. So, Caesar, welcome. Still on the field. Yes, I am in Boise tonight. So tonight I'm in Boise. I fly back tomorrow. But yeah. So, anyways, getting back on track there. You just have to understand, and IT sometimes is a lot of hurry up and wait. You'll be working towards something. You'll be saying you need to get this done. You'll be telling all these people you need to get this task done. It's very important. And nothing will happen. And then all of a sudden, hey, we need to get this done in 2 weeks. Well, yeah, it can get done in 2 weeks, but it's not going to be very good. So you got to learn how to communicate these skills to people. You need to learn these communication skills, and you can't get upset about the situation. You just need to learn how to communicate better with them and convey, okay, you want this in 2 weeks. Well, this is what's going to happen here. We're going to be able to do this, this, and this. And no, it's not going to be clean, and not all the bugs are going to be worked out of it. Is that okay with you? You only can do the best you can do. So, Timothy, I'm in a boot camp for A+. I feel overwhelmed. Yes, I can imagine you feel overwhelmed. That's why I almost never recommend boot camps. Boot camps, for some people they work, but for most people, it just, and you might be able to pass the test from a boot camp, but how much of that knowledge are you actually retaining? Boot camps just cram that information down your throat, and I hate to say it, but you're not going to retain all that information. Yes, you might be able to pass the test. Boot camps, and stuff like that, they're great for being able to pass an exam. Not necessarily being able to pass an exam. They teach you how to take a test. They don't teach you the actual skills. So be careful with those boot camps. One thing you might want to try to do, and this is a huge thing I recommend, is if you currently subscribe to an e-learning platform, go out there and take a practice exam. So most of the major e-learning platforms out there, like CBT Nuggets, IT Pro TV, and Pluralsight, they all have practice exams. You can take those practice exams, and it will tell you after that practice exam where your strengths are and where your weaknesses, and you can focus on studying the information you need to learn. The questions you got wrong, focus on those questions and not worry about the other ones. So that's, Timothy, that's hopefully the biggest that's the biggest advice I can give you, and hopefully try to supplement that boot camp with some other knowledge out there. So what's the project that I'm doing up here? Well, this week, it was actually mainly today. I came out here to do a test and turn up for a new ISP. So this property, we had a fiber connection drug into the property, upgrading from a cable connection. And so I came out here to test the connection, make sure it was a stable connection, and actually cut over to it. So I had to go in, reconfigure our firewall here at the property, our ASA, rebuild the VPN tunnels between this property and the home office and the other properties, and then do a couple other settings as well. So it's my first ever test and turn up, of a new ISP for the company. It was cool, a little bit stressful because I'd never done something like this before. So taking down a whole building's, a whole facility's internet, and reliant on, okay, now it's down. Now I have to try to get it back up. And they had a big group here, so I was trying to hurry up because they were needing internet. So it was stressful, but in the long run, I got it all done. So it was actually a really cool feeling. So Timothy, it's called Per Scholars. Or Schoolers? Okay, I've never heard of it. Professor Messer, absolutely. Professor Messer is a great resource. If we're looking to supplement like a boot camp, don't necessarily know if it's going to be the best resource for you. I'd possibly look into some flashcards. So far, I think the only one I know that does flashcards is CBT Nuggets. IT Pro TV might have flashcards, but I never used them personally. I'm sorry. CBT Nuggets had some really amazing flashcards with their A+. So, yeah. It's sort of a boot camp, A+ and Net+. Thanks for the info, though. Gosh, that's a hard boot camp. Like, A+ and Net+, which there is a lot of overlap in the A+, Net+, and even Security Plus certifications. They train you for 2 months. That's a lot of information. I mean, I took a whole month just to do my 901 exam. Yeah, and even then, it was rough. I'm not my 901, 902 exam. Like 2 months, I think would be barely doable personally for me to do my 901 and 902. I could do it if I buckled down and did it. I would be able to do it, but that's rough. I feel for you, man, and I hope it works for you. That's the difficult thing there. So, are you doing this by yourself? Absolutely. Yeah, I flew out here. Was it Tuesday? They flew me out here Tuesday, and yeah, I was on a phone call with my boss because there's changes he had to make on his end to the firewall, or one of the firewalls there at the corporate office. But yeah, I was out here on my own. So like I said, I have to be kind of a jack of all trades. We are a small IT department, so this week I'm doing ISP turn up. End of the month, I'm doing, one of the properties is getting a remodel, so I'm installing new computers, monitors, printers. I have to run new cabling for under the desk. I have to install new switches because we need more network ports under the desk. you know. And then I'm also working on chip and pin readers, credit card processing system. I'm working on our brand new server 2016/2019 servers. I'm trying to create an imaging server for desktop imaging. And then on top of that, I'm also working on camera systems. I'm trying to find a system or develop a system myself to retrofit all our current existing ancient DVR systems to a new digital format. So new NVR, have to looking at encoders for analog cameras and getting those configured with an NVR and all that. So that's the tip of the iceberg of what I'm working on currently. So, but I love it because I'm not doing the same thing every day. No, I do more than that, and I get paid more than that. I get paid respectively for what I do. But today I had the network engineer hat on. Next week I'm going to have my sysadmin hat on, and so on. It looks like our quality is going to heck here. So hopefully this is going to hold up here. All right. So going back to talking about boot camps, the only way I think you can make them successful is, one, if you got nothing else going on and you can devote all your time to it. And two, you have to supplement it with other material. Any learning platform out there, even the big ones like CBT Nuggets on NIT Pro TV, they are not enough on their own. For my A+, I use CBT Nuggets, IT Pro TV, and Professor Messer to get my certification, because they all do a very great job on their own. But there's slight little things that they don't talk about, one platform talks about that the other one doesn't. So you really need to diversify your learning sources, your educational materials. So Caesar, so who do I reach out to if I get stuck on something? So who do you reach out to if you get stuck on something? Sorry. So I reach out to typically if I get stuck on something, I'll try to troubleshoot it first myself. I'll reach out to Google, try to Google it. And then if I still don't have it figured out, or if it's a time constraint, I'll reach out to my IT manager, which I have an amazing IT manager. And, I'll reach out to him and ask him or I'll reach out to my coworker and ask her, if she has any advice or if she's seen it before. So I work with a very phenomenal team. They're very supportive. We make a really good team working together. So I have a great support team that I can reach out to and ask. But yeah, so it's really, that's what it's about, is having a good support team and knowing when to ask for help. It's not a big deal to ask for help. Everyone has to do it sometimes. So just being okay with that. Awesome. Well, hopefully the stream quality is good enough so you guys can see. I don't know if it's my computer or... Oh, there we go. It's okay. Wasn't sure. I have my computer pulled up over here where I'm viewing the chat and everything, and it was just really blurry, but computer settings. So we're all good. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to ask. I kind of covered everything I wanted to talk about. Like I said, if you have if you're interested in our resume building workshop that we're going to be hosting next month, it's 100% free, so I highly recommend it. But yeah, if you're interested in participating in it, if you want us to review your resume and give any feedback on it, there's a link in the description where you can fill out a questionnaire and submit your resume, and we'll go over and give you feedback. So I was on Zach's channel, and he recommended the study guides for CompTIA A+. Study guides. What are you referring to as in study guides? I mean, anything Zach says, I typically agree with. Study guides, are you referring to like Like how Professor Messer has his course notes or something like that? Or are you referring to, I'm just kind of curious. There's a lot of different study guides out there, so. Joys of living, or living, joys of staying in a hotel. I don't know if you guys can hear that. There's a loud thump above head. I forgot the name. Cert Master, yes. So Cert Master is great. There's a price that comes along with it. You know, if you, another thing I recommend also when you're looking for what to study, if you're kind of trying to self-study, is go over the exam objectives. So like in regards to CompTIA, because they're one of the few companies that actually have exam objectives that publish out to the public. But they tell you everything that's going to be on the exam. They list it all out for you. So, you know, go look those up. You know, the problem with when I'm on the road and streaming like this, I can't like throw links in the chat and stuff. But yeah, look up your exam objectives, and Cert Master is great. I've never personally used them. I've heard of tons of people. And for those of you that are going through the Security Plus with Zach, I mean, you guys are going right through that Cert Master program. So it's a great program. It's a great thing that CompTIA now offers. So I just personally have never used them, so I don't have a real say. You know, I typically try to only recommend things that I've personally used that I know are going to offer value to you guys. So from what I've heard from the experts, it's a great program. So that's what I can say about it. You got a great career, and I can't wait to get there too. Love your videos. Absolutely. Thank you. I mean, this channel, I mean, if you think about it, we've only been doing this channel for about a month. And we do a lot of similar stuff that Zach does, but I kind of try to put my own twist on it. You know, different perspective from someone who's fresh into the field, brand new to the help desk, to the IT field. I want to give my own view on things. And I got a lot of good videos coming out. I've just been on the road so much. Sometimes these live streams are easier to put together. So one announcement I will make that only you guys will know. So for now is one, we are going to be starting our podcast. I officially decided about 20 minutes ago. I've been tossing about the idea about starting a podcast, and I'm going to be starting a podcast here soon. It's going to be a monthly podcast, and one of the cool things I want to do with this podcast is every month I want to bring a new IT professional in where we talk. It's going to be more of a casual talk